from Arkansas.
I think we know who's soft on crime. It sounds like I hit a nerve. I didn't stand up here saying I'm not soft on crime 5 or 6 times in a row. It's the senator from Illinois who said that, just like Senate Democrats have been saying it for the last several months, just like their candidates all across America are saying it. But let's look at the first bill he mentioned, the American Rescue Plan. You know what that is, right? The American Rescue Plan? That's their $2 trillion wasteful spending bill from last spring. That's responsible for 13% inflation. You know what also included in it? A measure that would give stimulus checks to prisoners. That's right, depraved, violent felons, murderers and rapists and drug traffickers all across America. People like the Boston Marathon bomber got stimulus checks last year because the Democrats believe that criminals are really at heart victims as well, victims of an oppressive society and system. If I'm not mistaken, when I offered my amendment to prevent prisoners from getting stimulus checks, I think it was the senator from Illinois who stood up and blocked it. I know that he voted against it. I know that he wanted prisoners to get stimulus checks. That's what he's talking about. Or what about his objection to this bill that it's going to target mothers and kids, the poor mothers and children of drug kingpins, a very common feature of American sanctions efforts. In fact, sanctions efforts that we're doing exactly against Russian oligarchs and regime figures, which I support, by the way. I support. No, the wives and the children of Russian oligarchs and Mexican cartel kingpins should not benefit from their ill-gotten gains. But I care more about the lives of American citizens, the 100,000 plus American citizens that we lose every single year than anyone else in the world. So the Biden administration's policy, though, is that we'll use this tool against Russians, but we're not going to use it against Mexican cartel members. I think that goes to show you where their priorities are. So again, just to recap, we tried to pass legislation that would have imposed heightened penalties on drug traffickers who misrepresent their drugs and say they don't contain fentanyl. The senator from Illinois blocked it on behalf of the Democrats. Just now, we tried to give the Biden administration more tools to target the cartels that are smuggling these drugs into our country, that are killing 100,000 of our fellow citizens. Again, on behalf of Senate Democrats, the senator from Illinois blocked it. I say again, over 108,000 Americans were killed by drugs last year. Yet the Democrats continue to refuse to crack down on drug traffickers and cartel kingpins. Some of my other colleagues are going to offer similar bills today, just like I'm going to offer yet again my permanent fentanyl scheduling bill that would stop the annual kabuki dance here of the Democrats demanding some pro-criminal law just so we can permanently add fentanyl to the Controlled Substance Act schedule. Think about that. At a time when 108,000 Americans are dying every single year. That's not an aggregate number, every single year. The Democrats refuse to act if they don't get something in return on behalf of criminals. If they can't reduce drug sentences for hardened criminals, if they can't let more felons out of prison. It shows a depraved indifference to the lives of our people. Madam President, I yield the floor.